This is a series about information technology basics, for those who want to have a fresh start in the field. I will be using simple language, and I will build on each concept, until we eventually get the big picture. If I don't elaborate or mention some more advanced topics, it is only not to confuse you at the moment. Why does all the technology around us exist? The reason is simple: information. Everybody wants it, in different shapes and forms. The end result will always be the information, and all the technology is just what helps us make it and get it. Information in the digital world is in the form of something called bits. You can consider a bit as a switch that turns a lamp on or off. Computers understand bits, and all the data on your computer or phone is measured in bits. An image can be composed of hundreds of thousands of bits, whereas a song could be composed of millions. With the advancement of the internet, everybody now wants to get information, the faster the better. But how can one send his millions of bits to some other person, living hundreds of miles away and even perhaps in a different continent? The concept is similar to the phone system. If I need to call someone, I will check for their contact information, and specifically their phone number, and then dial it. Now, instead of phone numbers, computers use a similar form of addressing, using the Internet Protocol, or simply the IP addressing system. So, what is an IP address? An IP address is an identifier of a computer on a network, whether it is a small network inside your house, or the larger network which is the Internet. On a network, computers have different IP addresses, similar to people having different phone numbers. When a computer wants to send a file or communicate with another computer, it will look for its IP address, then initiate the communication. Since computers only understand bits, as we mentioned earlier, you can definitely guess what an IP address is composed of. An IP address is composed of a 32-bit number, which is a big number for us to look at. So instead the number is converted from its 1 or 0 state, to the normal decimal numbers that we usually understand. A 1 or 0 state represents what is called a binary system, which is a system that only uses ones and zeros. A certain kind of conversion can change the long binary number to a much shorter and understandable decimal number. If you have looked at IP addresses before, then you will notice that they are usually composed of 4 numbers. Each one of those 4 numbers represents what is known as a byte. A byte is simply 8 successive bits. If you have a look at any file on your computer, you will likely see that it is measured by bytes. To view your IP address on your machine, for example, on a Windows machine, you can go to the Network and Sharing Center, and click on your connected network, then check the details. There you can see your IP address. More advanced topics that we might see later include DHCP, DNS, Default Gateway, Subnet Mask, IP version 6, and many more. Stay tuned.